Hello everybody and welcome back to Path of Exile, also known as Freiheit and Solhom's Political Power Hour. I am Solhom, the gamer who's bad at games. I just like...
Hi guys, let's talk shit about politics in the U.S.
Well, no, I was gonna talk more shit about certain people on my friends and how they would say things like, oh, well, if they want me to get vaccinated, they have to pay me. And now that the Alberta government is like, you know what? And now that the Alberta government's like, okay, you know what? Fine. If you get both of your shots, you're going to be put in for a literal lottery where you can win $1 million. Now they're like, oh, I see. So this vaccine's so bad, you literally have to pay people to get it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Which is it? What do you want? Like,
What do you want? How do we appease you and your
So they-
fucking weird ass opinions? And
Yeah.
on top of that, most employers will pay you to go for 4 hours and get your fucking vaccination. So
yeah, if you could only book a time where you would otherwise be working or whatever. But it's just like, yeah, at this point, it's just like, you know what? We get you don't want this, but like, stop being needlessly obtuse.
just do it. I don't know.
And to me,
Most
it's like,
people will get it,
to
and
me,
that's the important thing.
it's also like, okay, well, which would you prefer? This vaccine that you say is completely non-effective, so at that point, it's just like, please drink this glass of water. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. Or do you want to keep wearing masks, which a lot of them won't do? It's like,
Yeah.
if you have the choice, I'm pretty sure you'll get this vaccine that you claim is useless and does nothing.
Yeah, I feel like it's better to just mildly inconvenience yourself and do something that could potentially help, even though you don't think it will, rather than inconvenience everybody and yourself more by not doing the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, and let's just take a moment to talk about like the long-term side effects of having COVID, because there are a lot of studies coming out saying that it damages the gray matter in your brain and it causes long-term side effects with your respiratory system and shit like that. And why would you ever want to put up with this? Even if you're going to survive, even if you're healthy, it just seems very, very ill-advised to
Well,
even begin contemplating
and
taking this.
I remember the H1N1, and I remember you got that, and after that you were like, trust me, you don't want it. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll do what I have to not get it.
Yeah,
And that
I
wasn't
never
as
get
bad.
sick, so yeah.
And yeah, no, that's true. I guess nobody knows that about you in this series. But like when Fry says he never gets sick, it's true. Like it literally has to be like he doesn't get sniffles and a cold and like out with the flu and oh no, I'm feeling under the weather. It's more like if Fry doesn't show up and he says he's sick, it's because he's literally like dying.
Yeah, 100%. Like between my last two illnesses was 3 years.
Yeah.
I
always-
can't teleport over there, and I want to.
I kid.
Ha! I hate you. I'm gonna walk. There's a waypoint up there that I want, and then we're gonna come back this way.
I just suddenly regretted it because there was like a lot of guys over there.
It's okay. You have a spooky damage bow.
Well, and a lot of pew-pew abilities. I also realized I never really looked to see if I could put on any of the other equipment you gave me.
Oh yeah,
I'm a
I
professional.
think you're still too low of a level. I'm not sure when you get the ability to put any of that stuff on. I know I gave you a pretty decent chest piece.
Yeah, the chest piece is the only thing I think I'm still missing. I don't know. It's all in my stash. We will have a look in a while. But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just like, you know what? If it's got to be one or the other, I'd prefer to be fully vaccinated and never have to wear the mask again. Do I go to the bone pits?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Which I don't know is true either. Like our in our province, our premier, so I guess that's like state and governor for you guys. Yeah.
State governor.
But anyways, our premier is like trying to like get everybody to do this so that basically we can be open for a big party that our province has like every year called Stampede, so that we could get a bunch of income. And like that is the main goal out of this. And so I'm a fan of the current phrase that a lot of people are putting out there that says open for summer but closed for fall, because I guarantee that there's going to be another bad point after this. So that's why it's like, I want my second shot ASAP, because these idiots are going to kill me.
I'm getting mine too.
Yeah.
I'm getting mine, I think, on the 28th.
Bub's just getting ours all booked in, but like she hasn't been able to get a time yet, but I'm gonna get it as soon as I can get it, is my point. Like,
yeah, and I agree with the
sentiment.
Open for summer, closed for fall thing, because I remember saying at the beginning of this, just before we shut down, I had looked at one of our coworkers and said, mark my words, we will be the literal worst province in Canada for this. Because our government is incompetent and doesn't care about anything but money. And as it would turn out, I was 100% correct.
Yeah, because didn't they do this pretty much this exact same shit last year, where they opened up for
yeah, they opened up
for the
everything after a couple of months for the Stampede, and then everything went to shit.
You should have just told me to wait.
And they're
over
wondering, yeah, just wait by the door.
Okay.
And then just go up there and do the thing. I don't know if we're actually going to do the lab. I don't know if there's that much of a point.
Nah, this is probably the finale episode, really.
Okay.
It's up to you, though. You're kind of like, you say we go here, and I'm like, okay, I'll shoot things over there, too.
Well, we'll do it after we complete the rest of the quests.
For freedom.
Here.
Fate will find you.
But yeah, I don't know. It's stupid to me, and I got to sit next to a big purveyor of these masks are stupid, like all day at work yesterday.
One Mr.
Bobbert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I get that it's not your way of life or your preference or whatever. It's not ours either, but you know, for someone that was in the military, you'd think that he'd understand you gotta do what you gotta do because you gotta do it.
I think he does. I think he's just outspoken about what he doesn't want to do.
Well,
but he doesn't really seem to judge that hard on everybody else that's doing it, at least not to their faces. Not like some people. He's kind of this middle ground for me of, yeah, I don't agree with his sentiment, and yeah, he's louder than I might like about it, but he's not up in my face about it, you know?
Yeah, or telling you you're wrong or what have you. I will say, I just saw Billy charge past me, and like, your dude's is fast and funny. There's also a giant skelly there now as well.
Neat.
Yeah, you has a giant skelly, bro.
Yeah, Ball Summon Skeletons makes a giant one. Or two. It's handy. It's just extra skellies when I need.
Yeah, you just have many friends.
I do, unlike somebody.
Yeah. See, I heard make friends, and I'm just like, okay, I will be friendly with people, I will try to make friends, and you heard make friends, and you're just like with clay or with necromancy?
Yes. That is exactly, yes.
Yeah. But, yeah, in other news,
I'm still mad about that thing from last night.
Oh, yeah. I had to try to explain that to Bub what happened, and I was like, that is pretty stupid. And just how everybody laughs it off.
When I handed the report to our boss, Citizen 4, he's like, oh, that should have been a stop play for sure.
Yeah, good. Well, at least he agrees.
Yeah. I'm not...
It almost makes you more mad when somebody agrees with you, because you're like, okay, so it isn't just fucking me then.
I feel like... I feel bad because I know John's gonna catch shit for it probably, and so is Kay, but...
Wow.
They kind of deserve it.
I don't think John will. I think Mike will, but whatever. Regardless, some people will catch shit. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
my
That's
report was not favorable to them,
so long as it
and
was
that's
oh, should I just grab any of these? Does it matter?
grab the life belt, but probably not gonna put anything on. It won't be any better than what you've got.
Fair. I'll throw it in my stash over here then. Oh yeah, and I need to be level 68 for the coat you gave me.
Okay, you'll be there soon.
Speaking of, let me just slot a point that I got, and then boop to you. Yeah, I don't know. It's so long
You
as
went to my portal.
oh, I just booped on you.
Yeah, it takes you to the portal, not to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I will.
Just run to me. Because we're leaving this area, it's just faster to take the waypoint.
Fair. But yeah, basically, so long as your reports are, what's the term I'm looking for? Non-biased. That's what they look for. Doesn't matter if it throws somebody under the bus.
I was pretty angry when I wrote it, so it might come across as that.
Yeah.
Citizen 4 didn't say anything about it, but I don't know. I feel like he knows instantly when he comes through the door and I had a bad shift, so.
Yeah. Well, and let's be honest, it's pretty amazing when your shift is 3 hours of open time. So if shit happens in that 3 hours, then it's got to have been some pretty miraculous shit.
Especially since, I am not really writing reports about half as many things as I would have prior to the whole pandemic thing.
Or that I
right?
would have, right? Yeah, I don't know. I was still a little bit sore about the
band situation.
Yeah, like I'm good at
that,
good at spotting people, and it's like now I get to spot them and watch them play and watch them think that that they've been forgotten and are getting away with all of the shit that they did. Some of them pretty egregious shit, and I just get to sit there and watch them. And it's like I know that they're not, but I feel like they're making fun of me, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Well, when we've previously had people walking in with fucking wigs on because they think they're smarter than us, it's like, well, now that guy can theoretically just walk in, and I can't do shit, and he doesn't even have to try a freaking wig. I don't know. I'm a little bit choked, but
I feel like we all played a game of broken telephone with the instructions on this, because Citizen 4, when I mentioned this, was like, well, that doesn't sound right. Okay, I'm tired of the communication, like, not just within the casino, but within our department being really, really bad. I understand that nobody wants to type a memo about everything, and that is just really annoying to do. Where'd you go?
I was down here killing a thing. So wait, what doesn't sound right? My version or Bobbert's version, or like?
What I had posed was that I was told by both Bobbert and Peter that we're not really doing anything about the bans right now because apparently it's in deliberation whether or not we're gonna get rid of the bans. And when I said that to Citizen 4, he goes, well, that doesn't sound right. Which means that they probably got instructions from Citizen 4 that were probably, in all honesty, delivered unto Bob, and then Bob interpreted his own way.
Yeah, see, because it was probably like, we can't have the ban book out on the south. Whoops. I apparently got deleted. Yeah, but it's like, it was probably a case of, they can't have the ban book on the south desk. That makes sense. People can literally look at it or steal it like that one guy that one time tried to do. Like, I get that. So it has to sit in the back. I get that as well. As soon as they heard that, they were probably like, oh, can't have the bans, can't enforce the bans. Am I supposed to pick up anything here, or no, just go through the portal?
You're just gonna go through the portal, pick up a book of skill, and Then we're gonna go
Return from your hunt.
do some stuff
But,
elsewhere.
But yeah, I imagine it was kind of like I get the distinct impression that they were probably told we can't really like refer to it as easy, and they were probably like, oh, not enforcing sounds good, you know, because nobody liked doing that part of the job anyways. But like when you have somebody that like the one that came in last night, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, it was definitely her. Let's be honest. Like,
I mean, I didn't look, but I know I had seen her in prior for a couple of days, so I believe it. And I definitely saw her son, so.
yeah. So it's just like, you know, people like that, I feel like that's a little much, is letting them get away with it. But anyways, switch to
I'm
something.
expecting a memo.
Yeah, let's switch to a more generalized topic that people can weigh in on. Back to politics or something like that.
Okay, back to politics. I saw a video on Reddit today of an African-American kid standing on his girlfriend's porch looking at his phone that gets approached and tased for no reason.
Yeah,
he
from
bashes
behind.
his head on
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah,
I saw that one.
That was kind of disgusting because like, he wasn't even doing anything. He wasn't even talked to. The guy just walks up, says hi, and tases him, and he's still in jail.
Yeah.
He's on charges of loitering, and he's being detained for 21 days. You can't loiter on private property to which you were invited.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. It's just like, so the true crime here was being black while in Texas.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in Texas.
Well,
but yeah.
it was one of the southern states. I just can't remember for sure which one. But basically, same general idea. Anyways, like so the real crime was that he was just black and standing where you didn't want him to.
Gross.
And people are like, honestly, and so I guess we could talk about this because my dad's a big one for it. Is just like these people that don't understand this is what the Black Lives Matter thing is about. Not necessarily like, it's not like they want anything more than anybody else. They just want you to not see a guy standing there and go, yeah, he needs to get tased because black.
I don't understand the whole all lives matter thing. I understand the sentiment is that, you know, it's not just black lives that matter, but
nobody said it was. That's the thing.
Nobody sat down and said, I'm black, therefore I want more rights, or only black lives matter. It's literally just, hey, my life matters.
Just as much as yours.
I don't want to die for being me. Yeah.
And it's not even for being me. It's like nobody cares who this person is as a person. They look at them and they go, yeah, your skin has different amounts of chemicals
Melanin.
in. Yeah, so you get to be treated different. I don't care who you are as a person. You know, there's some people like gangbangers and whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, you want to judge them, sure, but at least give them a chance to prove that is who they are as a person before you assume.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it's a piss off. And I didn't really, I guess, realize it was bad as it was until I started dating Bub, and she's not like black, but she is not Caucasian. And there's like, I don't know if I told you this. Did we tell you the story about right when the first shutdown happened?
Maybe. Refresh my memory.
So basically, the first shutdown happened, and it was pretty common knowledge that the coronavirus came from Asia, basically. Just, you know, China, but like, we'll just say Asia, not to be too overly specific, because it's like, whatever, it came from that area. Good enough. Anyways.
It's still in debate anyway.
Yeah. And so, like, we're standing there. This is during shutdown. We went to the Signot's Independent, or whatever it's called, the Independent in the corner of our city here, and we're standing there waiting like 6 feet apart from everybody in the lineup, waiting for our turn to get in because they were like hella shut down at the time. Security guards just standing there, you know, like he is. The lineup ended up being, the only way I can describe it is like a teardrop shape, because that's the only way that it could fit in the room. So basically the person at the front of the line and relatively the back of the line are practically next to each other. there's not much they could do. They're not 6 feet apart, but whatever. Right?
Right.
So, we are second from the front of the line. There's an older Karen Lee woman in front of us with her young daughter or whatever. And they are standing almost directly next to an older white male that is literally standing there sniffling and coughing. Mm-hmm. Now, Bub and I, we have our masks on and all, and we're just standing there and waiting. And then suddenly Bub just kind of gets a little bit awkward and kind of like elbows me and then tells me to like take a step back, so I do. And then when we get in, she explains that basically this Karen had gotten the security guard to tell Bub specifically to step back from the woman because she's, you know, too close. Now,
not the
Bub
guy
doesn't.
Who was sniffling.
No, not the guy that was sniffling. Made no comment to him. Made no comment to me, but specifically Bub. And it's like she is not Asian, but she, I mean, sure, right? But she was definitely her family is definitely not from this area, so to speak.
Yeah,
so,
she's a visible minority.
Exactly. So it's like I was pissed, and I wanted to find that woman in the store to say like, so you're not gonna actually say anything. A, you have to get someone to fight it for you, aka the security guard. B, you're not gonna say anything to literally anybody, even the guy that's closer to you that seems like he might be sick. You're gonna pick on the little brown girl because you think, oh, you know, disease came from Asia, she might be Asian, or whatever. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, wow. I didn't really notice shit like that until being with her, obviously. But you don't really think of it.
Like it's...
You don't really think of it being in a developed and civil country that people would treat each other so uncivilly. And then,
in my experience, there's two ways that people tend to look at this. There's the way that we're looking at it now, in that
pragmatic.
We see it in a real life scenario and go, that ain't right. And then people have this other way of looking at it, going, what do you mean they're not equal? They're treated fairly under the law. Well, they can't do that. The Constitution said, and it. Okay, yeah, but it's still not fair. It's still not equal, and we're still really far away from a post-racial society. And I feel like a lot of people just don't understand that. And everybody kind of takes up that second position until they have this moment of, like, it's almost like an awakening or a realization of, oh, I see it now. And it's really hard to convince people that don't see it.
Yeah, and like, I mean, there's a few other things I could go into on that too, but like, I'm part of like a creators group that was started by a YouTuber known as Attacking Toucans. If anybody's a fan of his, you know, hey, good shit. But he recently posted a video, like, and it was fairly well known if you were a fan of his that he's a homosexual male. That's not who he is or whatever, but like he is a homosexual male. And recently he posted a video that actually went into like what it was like for him to grow up in the States.
Hello.
I can't remember where he grew up exactly, but to grow up in the States as a homosexual male. Oh, this guy just exploded into a big yellow fella.
He did. He turned into the opposite of sin.
Oh, neat. Anyways, so he went into, he actually, I guess I could grab any of these, huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, I suppose. I'll grab this one, whatever. And then I'll sell it right back to her. Because I don't care. But he posted this video, what it was like to grow up as a homosexual male in the States. And I guess I'll just grab a point here, because it doesn't matter. And he recently just posted on Twitter that since posting that video, where he just went into like what it was like growing up homosexual, he's lost over 1,000 subscribers.
Oh,
and it's just like, you know what? Even if race isn't a big thing now, it's just like, how are we still at a point where people can't accept that people will love who they will love, and that it really shouldn't matter at all to you or anybody who this person loves.
Yeah, what I do in my private life that affects me and only the people that I know personally has nothing to do with you or your fucking politics. Okay? Let me be me.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and just let me do what I need to do.
Well, and it's like, I guess not a lot of people know, and it really doesn't matter, but it's like, I am bisexual. Just maybe not,
I mean, I am too.
I very much lean one direction over the other, but I am. It is who I am. And hell, if media watches this, that's gonna come as quite the surprise to him, I will say. But fact is, like, there was somebody even at one of my jobs lately that was shocked because I was talking similar conversation actually to what we're having now with some people, and one of them like looked like I slapped their mother when I said that I was bisexual. And it's just, and so I pointed out, I was like, but what does it matter? I am dating and engaged to a female, even if it was your business. The fact is, I'm dating a female, so I may as well be straight right now, as far as you're concerned. It's not like, oh no, better hide my son from this man kind of thing. It's just like, no. It's a preference thing. It doesn't change who I am or how I conduct myself.
Yeah, for real, I don't understand that mentality of, oh, I can't expose my children to the queers. Trust me, they're gonna get exposed and they're not gonna care.
And it's like, you know what,
there's your crappy generation and the crappy generation that you raised that care.
I will not talk ill about how media and I were raised, but just some of the ways where things were explained to us were done so in such a toxic way, and I realize now, like, for example, being told that if my brother and I wanted piercings anywhere on our body, that we would have them removed the hard way, as my father put it. It's like, well, that's probably like the most abusive way you could possibly phrase that statement. You could say you prefer not. You could say for religious reasons we shouldn't. You could say anything, but you're like, no, I will rip them out of your body forcefully if they come anywhere near you. So
yeah,
I still haven't gotten one, obviously, but it's like I didn't really need one. I didn't want one. It's fine, but
yeah,
you didn't have to
be told that.
Yeah,
right.
I was also told that at one point that because under our religion, homosexuality is a sin. You know, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, etc., etc. That if he found out that we were gay, he'd hang us up by our balls from the nearest tree. Things like that. And it's like, okay, so what now? Should I be expecting a visit?
I remember visiting you guys once when I was younger. Because my mom married my stepdad, right? And we have a gay uncle. And I think he's the shit. And I always did. Like, the guy is hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's like this most obnoxious, flamboyant gay dude ever. I just love the guy to pieces. I think he might have passed recently. Or I know he's in poor health, but that's beside the point. But I remember visiting you guys, and your dad started talking about like how all gays deserve to be hung, shot, and burned, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people thought like that until then. That was the first time I had ever experienced that.
To his credit, he is getting better at not saying shit like that, and I don't know if he still thinks it or what, but like I know that my stepmom has some
about it.
Yeah.
And like, at least when I've talked to him about it, he's come to terms with, okay, people are gonna do it, just keep it away from me, and
that's healthier.
That to me is probably the best outcome for him.
Yeah, I know my
I think that he's done well to get there.
My stepmom has family that are LGBTQ, and friends of the family, etc., etc. Plus my roommate in Calgary, that's the one of the good things that he did. And my dad has kind of like, he's gotten to a place where he is, as you said, kind of more of a live and let live, just, you know, whatever. But that raises another
Yeah.
point, like you said, though. What is wrong with, like, nobody's saying, like, how do I phrase this? It's like, it's fine. Like, why can't people get to at least the point where it's like, it's fine so long as you're not, you know, like, nobody's saying that it's okay for, like, a gay man to walk up and, like, grab your ass and be all like, hey, I'd take you for a spin around the block or whatever. Like, that wouldn't be okay. But it wouldn't be okay if a straight guy did that to a straight female, or a, you know, female did that to a man, or anything. Like, that is reprehensible behavior no matter who does it. But, like, do you think that gays are gonna do that? Or, like, what? Like, I'm sure there's some of them, there's probably outliers or whatever, but they're not gonna, like...
I can't comprehend what the fear is, because to me, it's so inconsequential what, like, other people do with themselves like that. It just... If somebody wants to be that way, or if somebody is that way, is more accurate, like...
Yeah.
What does it affect me at all? And why should I care? I've talked about how my half-brother is completely crazy. Maybe not on your channel, but...
Not on the channel.
I don't care. I find him really amusing because he's nuts. But the way he is, I'm sure bothers somebody. But he's not hurting anybody. He's just crazy.
Oof.
Oh, this is the final boss, by the way.
And we're just talking about, you know, the way that the world is.
Yeah. I mean, that's, like, the good part about this game, is that you just talk and play.
Yeah, I really just don't understand why, in a society that's as advanced as we are, why we can't just, like, let people do what they're gonna do, be who they're gonna be, love who they're gonna love, etc. Like, so long as it's not harming anybody, the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff.
Sure is. Holy crap. Looking at it without the filter on is daunting.
Yeah.
Woohoo! We did it.
Yay. We did a game beating.
I mean, now it goes to, like, the end game, and there's still the labyrinth, but...
Oh, we'll do the labyrinth anyways, but...
Okay, you get 2 skill points from Lonnie now for completing the game.
Fair. And I'll slot them arbitrarily because it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like... I sometimes wonder, is like, you know, how would my family feel if they knew that, like, I'm friends with a fair few LGBTQ. There's still some people I don't understand, but it's like, it doesn't affect me. You do you, you know? Like, we worked with that trans person at that one point. Chris,
yeah,
I think it went with, I don't know. Or she. Yeah. Regardless.
You should probably bleep out the last name, but yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably do that. Anyways, but I don't know where you went off to. In-game.
To the labyrinth. I feel like my mother, in particular, would be very shocked if she knew I was bisexual. She was very shocked when my sister became trans.
Yeah.
Which was personally hilarious to me, because I'd been telling her that my brother was gay for years.
Okay, I can't... it says... I tried to click on you. It says labyrinth has been opened. Huh?
You can't teleport to me inside the labyrinth.
Okay, how do I get to you then?
Okay. Follow me. We'll go to the Aspirants Plaza. We've done this before.
Just 2 seconds here. Just arbitrarily grabbing some points. Okay, and then yeah, there was like
We go up here and activate the thing and go through the door. Yeah, you can't teleport to somebody in there.
Okay. Yeah, I had just lost my way. I forgot. Anyways, I don't. I don't know.
Your intuitive challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, I just overall. It's just totally and completely. It comes down to me as like, why can't we just let people be what they're gonna be, who they're gonna be, do what they're gonna do, so long as it doesn't hurt other people, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like obviously, okay, so things like pedophilia, like that being a whole thing where they're trying to be part of the LGBTQ and stuff. It's like, no, you know what? Children don't even know who they are yet. You don't need to be effectively forcing your lifestyle on them. That to me is a harmful lifestyle. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Same with bestiality. Don't do it. The thing cannot consent. It cannot, yes, it'll wag its tail or whatever. It doesn't understand what's going on. That cannot be true consent.
Pets don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't care what people like, how people try to justify that. It's like, no, that to me isn't consent because they don't know what you're actually doing. I lost you again. Hang on.
Just stay up there. I'm just grabbing a key.
But
and I don't want you to die on traps because
of labyrinth reasons.
Yeah, I don't want to have to restart it.
But oh, hang on, my game just closed because things are fun. Okay. Go ahead. But then there's
I don't know where to put the point.
There was like to a similar point though, and also about my dad because my dad's not a bad man. I don't want people to think that he's a bad man. He's just misguided.
That's how I feel about it.
He doesn't understand what he says and how he acts. He doesn't understand outside of his own,
He's from a generation, I feel like, is the answer to that. He is from a generation and of an age.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to call it like the protagonist complex. Outside of your own purview, you don't understand the effect on people.
Oh, I was just talking about this because this is actually a real thing because psychologically speaking, and I forget the terms, so forgive me for that, but people tend to view themselves as like the storybook protagonist character of their life, and so they kind of lack this self-awareness of what their actions entail towards other people.
Yeah, empathy,
I mean, you
kind of
have a general sense of what is happening when you act towards other people or just in general, but it's really hard to be self-aware, and everybody wants to view themselves as inherently good.
Yeah, or correct, or, whatever.
Yeah, or whatever, and so it just comes with this implication that the chances are it's going to be really hard for you to realize that you've been problematic your whole life because, like you said, we view ourselves as the protagonist.
Yeah, and I saw a post on Facebook that I ended up, I saw it on Reddit, shared it to Facebook, that I agreed with as well. It's like, I can't remember exactly how it was phrased, so apologies, but it was, generally speaking, the idea was that I don't necessarily think that, like, sharing money and, like, that free Medicare should be, free or whatever. It's more so the idea that I don't think that people should die because the other option was, like, a lifetime of debt. Like, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm just an asshole, like, or maybe I'm, whatever it was.
I have a friend in the States who I shall not name, but is genuinely one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life, but he's been beat down through like years of depression. He had a poor, parenthood, I guess, childhood would be more accurate. He had a shitty upbringing, and now he's just kind of at this point in his life where he can't get the mental help that he needs because it's too costly. He can't afford insurance. He never completed his education, so he can't get a decent enough job. and he's intermittently homeless. And I just think if he were living here in Canada, there would be so many more resources available to him to take care of himself that, like, I feel if he were born here, he would probably have like a PhD benefiting the world in some science or something. It's just a shame to me that he kind of lost the lottery in terms of where he was born.
I will say it's
health.
not like perfect here, obviously, but it is better.
No.
I will say there was also, I saw on the news, and I don't know if you saw about this, but there's on the east coast of Canada right now, actually, there's a whole bunch of foofra about homeless camps are getting cleared out, like in a mass fashion, because basically for COVID reasons, they're like, oh, these tents are not 6 feet apart, people are sharing the same areas or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, this is thinly veiled attempts right now at control, but
at moving the homeless.
Yeah, but then the thing is, like, and I thought that at first, and I was like, okay, well, it's just the government flexing their little peens, but what it comes down to is that the government has actually been there and spoken to a lot of the homeless and said, like, what do you need? Is it mental health? Is it money? Is it like what is it that's missing that is causing you to live in this lifestyle kind of thing? And all of those services were provided, available, easy to access. They just choose not to because
it's complicated. A lot of people who are homeless have mental health problems that are not easily dealt with.
Yeah, it causes a certain distrust and stuff. And I understand that too, but it's like there is only so much that can happen too. Like, you can provide the help, but people have to be willing to accept the help.
Well, that's the thing, is the help doesn't have a lot of funding. And then on top of that, like, the help is there. Sure, okay, let's say that you are a meth addict and you go through detox and they put you through a 90-day program and you're put in housing for that time and you go into a halfway house. After you go into that halfway house, all your support ends. You don't have to make regular check-ins to anything, really, and they don't give you any resources beyond that, so you're on your own in a place where you have all these connections and temptations, and they tell you it's entirely up to you to come up with new resources, and that's not fair. And that's impossible for somebody with an addiction to deal with, and that's why the relapse rates are so high, especially for people who seek help, because they don't have the resources.
Yeah, and it also comes down to is just like, you know what, you don't think that person's gonna be all like, oh well, you know, I'm alone here, maybe I should hit up my old buddy Joey. I used to hang out with and have a good time with him all the time. Yeah, he's the one that got me hooked on the shit in the first place, but man, I fucking love Joey, you know?
So it's like complicated.
Yeah, so the guy's gonna obviously bounce back at that point.
And then, like, okay, say you want to talk about the homeless. It's okay, sure, the resources are there, but they've been homeless for, let's say, 5 years. That's 5 years without work history. They have no housing, so they can't get clean. They can't afford clothes. Even the clothes that they get from, like the clothing bank, some of them are brand new and look really nice, but
can't be that way.
It's not interview clothes, you know?
Yeah.
And they're gonna get grungy, so they don't really have a lot of opportunity to find jobs. And even with housing, it's really rare for them to be like a success story here. The best we can do for a lot of them is to get them on government assistance and say, we hope that you last here.
Yeah, I sometimes see stories about like somebody, there was a guy that opened up like this mobile like showering kind of area for homeless, and things like that. It's like, these are the guys that actually understand what the homeless need, because the other stuff, that's all already available, but we need people that can like give you interview clothes and a shower and, you know, whatever, like you said.
They need constant support, and so it's not just a matter of providing, you know, the services or whatever. It's they need help all throughout.
Oh, what should I grab here from the divine font?
I have no idea what you have available to you.
Trigger decree of reflection when hit. 0.5% of damage leached as life if you've killed recently, or 20% increased viper strike duration. Probably the middle one, huh?
Yeah, the leech is the best one for you.
Whoops, I didn't click it, I just walked away. Oh, I need to put something in there. What do I do with that again? Just pick a random bit of clothing or what?
For the leech, it's your boots that get upgraded.
Okay. Oh, my boots are corrupt, so I can't do that.
Okay, then, your gloves, I guess.
Yay. Good enough. I don't think I did that last time, but... Okay, and then Altar of Ascendancy. Cool. Do I do anything with this?
Yeah, you click it and it gives you more, ascendancy points. So on your start, there should be a tiny little arrow you can click to pop up that menu. And then, I guess it doesn't matter right now, but you want the one that gets rid of the barrage spread. So now all your arrows fly in a straight line, which increases your damage by
I'm trying to
a
see
lot.
where that is, if that's in the... I might be looking
It
at the
should
wrong
be,
fucking thing. Hang on. So it popped up my, like, fucking skill tree or whatever.
yeah.
And, like, what am I supposed to be looking at on the skill tree?
Um,
Is it, like, the picture of me with the stuff, like, from the other ones? Mirage Archers? Oh, barrages
yeah,
have no spread and stuff. I already had the barrages have no spread, and I have the Mirage Archers are not attached to you.
so
Skills chain?
no, you don't want them to chain. I guess it's a choice between the one that gives you Gale Force for using moves because it'll make you run faster and shoot faster, or the one that gives you Far Shot.
Well, I'll do the Gale Force one because I don't even see one that does far shot.
It should be on the right.
It's okay, I got this one now.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, now every time you use a skill, you'll go a little faster. And you
Neat.
make me go faster. And then the last thing to do is activate the end game, and there's a quest where we talk to somebody out here. But I can't remember who or where. And then they let us go to maps and stuff. Oh, we go out here.
Fate awaits you.
I don't know, you said we go out here and then you disappeared.
Disappeared.
Oh, I see you. Hello. I can't go out there though.
There should be someone you talk to in town.
The only person I can talk to is
Hello.
Navali, but she doesn't.
Fate will find you.
There should be a guy named Kirak. Officer Kirak.
Long day.
Okay.
I'll come
He
right
should
back.
give you a quest.
He has no quests. Was I supposed to give something to him that I don't have?
If Caesarius is
Did you talk to Lonnie and get your 2 skill points and Lily and...
Freedom comes to those who
There's no exclamation points on anybody, if that helps.
Huh. Maybe we have to go up here to the Templar laboratory.
Maybe I broke the game. It's also
Yeah, I don't
possible.
know. Did you talk to Sin and Innocence?
I think so. Pretty sure, yes.
Okay. So here's Kirak again. Well, there's more stuff over here. I don't have to do this because I've already done it, so I actually have no idea. You only have to do it on one character, and
I
then
see.
it's done forever.
Well, something like exploded down here. I'm probably... Okay, hideout unlocked. Cartographers unlocked.
What was that?
Oh.
Cool. But,
There's
The
Kirak.
Baron.
He wasn't there before.
Rumor has it.
right,
Okay.
yeah, he should give you a quest.
He said something with stuff.
And then from there, we should... I don't know where it is. There's 2 of them.
Okay, see, now there's an exclamation point. Oh, that's
Well
Navali
done.
again.
Yeah, and I think it's down here. Is the one we're going to. The haunted reliquary.
Nope, I still can't go through there. Oh well, you know what? We're not doing endgame stuff anyways, and I just look like an idiot. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. That was the entire series. We might dink around with this in
Oh, it's
streams
over
at
here.
some point with things and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, look for us next week with hopefully a new series. Otherwise, I'll just do some filler crap. We'll see. But we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.